Okay, so that exponent 4x plus c really is the same thing as e to the 4x times e to the c. Because remember, when you have the same base, you add the exponents together, so we can split that apart. But e to the c then is just going to be some constant, right? Because you have e, which is a constant of itself, and c, which is a constant. So you have a constant raised to a constant, which is just another constant. So it's essentially like 2.7 to the fourth or 2.7 to the fifth. It is a constant. So you have this times some random constant, which we're going to write as constant times e to the 4x. So this is going to be your function for that. Okay, and I know that's going to be really annoying, and some of you are going to absolutely hate it because you feel like I'm doing random math. But anytime you have this plus c up here in an exponent with a base of e, you're going to move this to the front because it's technically just multiplication by a constant. And that's going to happen a lot in this chapter, and it's going to happen a lot in the next section when we have the word problems. Okay, so let's do another one. I think 5 turns out the same way. So ky is going to move over here with the dy. Well, actually, let's leave the k because it's a constant. So we'll move the y, we'll leave that with over here. So this is going to be dy over y equals k dx. Okay, so we integrate both sides again. Integral of this is the natural log of the absolute value of y, and the integral of this is just kx plus c. Okay, we've got that invisible e right there. So this y should equal e to the kx plus c. Well, you've got this stupid plus c tagging along again. So this is really e to the kx times e to the c. E to the c is just a constant. So y equals c e to the kx. Okay. I think number 6 turns out this way also. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. And remember, reverse these, slow them down. Hopefully this is going to make some sense. So multiply by dx, divide by y. dy over y equals x dx. Integrate both sides. Natural log of the absolute value of y should equal, what is that? Add 1, so 1/2 x squared plus c. Again, invisible e. So y equals e to the 1/2 x squared plus c power. You got this plus c tagging along, so that's really an e to the c. So this is y equals c e to the 1/2 x squared. Okay. All right, hopefully we're doing okay still. Let's take a look at number 7. Let's finish these up. There's only 2 more. 7 and 8. So 7, you've got a du and a dt. So we need the dt over here. It's functioning like your x. You need the du over here. But look what you have as your equation. You have e to the u plus 2t. Well, that addition really means you have these two things. Remember, this is what we just saw in the last one? So I want my u's over here with my du, my t's over here with my dt. So I'm going to divide this one by eu and multiply by dt. So this is e to the 2t dt. Well, this e to the u right here, that's really, if we integrate this guy really, e to the u, we can pull this up and make it e to the negative u. And that's going to make this integration a little bit easier. So we're going to integrate, that's a terrible looking integral sign. There we go. So we're going to integrate e to the negative u du, okay? So remember, you've got to have everything matching up. So if we took the derivative of this, we would need a negative here. So we need a negative here. So this is going to be the negative e to the negative u. And that's going to equal, so we would need a 2, we would need a 1/2. So this is 1/2 e to the 2t plus c. Okay? All right. So they both have this e going on. So to undo an e, remember you have to take the natural log of both sides, but you can't take the natural log of something that's negative. So we're going to move this negative sign over here. Okay. Then we can take the natural log of both sides. So the natural log of this guy and the natural log of the absolute value of this guy. Natural log and e cancel out, so that leaves me with negative u equals the natural log of the absolute value of negative 1/2 e to the 2t plus c, okay? But we don't want negative u, we want positive u, so this negative moves over here. Again, it's not magic math, I promise you. All of these things are just algebra, right? It's just the algebra that you hate. So, okay, so hopefully that's making sense with natural logs. The last guy is going to be this thing. So we've got dx and we've got dt. We could subtract things, but you don't really want 2 plus dt. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Or 1 plus dt or any of that. So we actually need to factor this guy by grouping, okay? So if we group these two together, and we group these two together, well, the 1 and t don't really have anything in common. And this guy both have a negative x. And then since these two are the same, this whole thing factors out to 1 minus x times 1 plus t, okay? So this dx dt really equals 1 minus x times 1 plus t, okay? So we're going to move the dt over here, move the x over here, because the x is on top, so we're treating it like our y. So this is going to be dx over 1 minus x equals 1 plus t dt, okay? Integrate both sides. All right, so this thing right here is a du over a u, right? Because the derivative of this is negative 1 if I change the sign. So this is going to be the negative natural log of 1 minus x, and that's going to equal t plus, what, 1/2 t squared plus c, okay? But since we're treating our x like our y, we've got to get this x by itself. So we need to swirl this guy out. You can't really do that yet because we need to move the negative over. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. So move this over here. So negative, negative. Now we'll swirl. So this means 1 minus x equals e to the negative t minus 1/2 t squared plus c. But remember, you've got this plus c as an exponent with your e. So let me move up here. 1 minus x equals c e to the negative t minus 1/2 t squared, right? Subtract the 1. And then divide by this negative 1. So x is going to equal, and we don't know that it's changing that, so c negative t minus 1/2 t squared plus 1. It's kind of hard to read. Sorry about that. My handwriting's got a little bit crazy. So this is x equals c e to the negative t minus 1/2 t squared plus 1. Okay, so hopefully that's making some sense. You'll have today in class and tomorrow in class to work on it. And then I'll be back on Thursday and we can kind of hit some of the spots that might not make sense because there's some crazy math, okay? And I'll hit 9 through the rest in the rest of the next video.